It's him.
Mm-hmm.
And we are live. Now we are live, yes. Everybody, welcome to the show. It's me and Bilal tonight.
Hello, guys. Those watching live and those rewatching. How you guys doing?
Thank you for
Uh,
watching.
we missed our regular scheduled one on Monday, so I'm sure no one's probably people are probably not aware. But had a long day at work, didn't get home until late, so moved it to Tuesday. So today's the day. So we do 2 shows a week. So we're going to talk about H3H3, or more specifically, Ethan Klein. Now, do you know too much about Ethan Klein, or what do you know about him?
I know a lot of backlash. I know a lot of the hate. I have not seen one good video with Ethan Klein besides him getting beat up by that rapper with that bowl cut.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, at one time, I gotta give a little bit of a history, a background. Ethan Klein used to be a maybe. Let me show you a young picture of
Oh,
Ethan
here.
Klein.
All right, let me get it.
I'll put it
Yeah,
up.
yeah, that's what I mean. I'll share the screen.
All right, let me see. 1 second. So Ethan Klein, let me see.
Real quick, because Ethan likes to be all legal and stuff, and I know we're a low-hanging channel, and he likes to attack low-hanging channels. I'm going to say this. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is all under the fair use, and we are just reacting, and we're giving our opinions, and that is just it. Hey, Pecan.
Hi, Pecan. How you doing? So let me
Hey,
put up.
Dez. Sorry, Dez is on Facebook. Let me get my Facebook app open so I can see
Oh
the comments there.
shit. Let me see. So this is Ethan Klein about 8 years ago. He got a little overweight, but this is him shirtless.
Oh, that stupid dance he did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, this was 8 years ago. Um, this is him while shirtless. This is him 8 years ago. And basically, back then, a lot of people liked him because he was cringy. He did the cringe comedy thing. That used to be a big thing back then, which was cringe comedy. Just like Unision, I'm a Banana, where he put on a banana suit and started singing I'm a Banana.
Mm-mm.
Just like now, what happened is not only did he did some cringe content, but he also would review and kind of like do commentary like we do. He was the first kind of commentary type of channel, like the first couple of channels that did that.
Mm.
And he would basically people generally loved him. They liked his content. They really liked how genuine he was, and he was like a very very likable person. And one time, what happened was during one of his commentary videos, where he used to post it, edit a video and post it, reviewing, one of these cringe people. He did it for Matt Haas. Now, Matt Haas basically did like a combination of cringe comedy and what would you think? Like,
Hey,
what's
that
that?
girl. Hey,
I,
hey, Grandma Sherry. Thank you, Grandma. My grandma. She got my back.
yeah. Hi
That
there.
that girl. No, what were you saying? He did basically what, like a.
Well, he would do commentary and he would do cringe commentary,
He
cringe
would.
comedy.
Yeah. He started to do a little bit like he made a joke of himself before we could make a joke of him. Type deal. Does
Yeah,
that make sense?
like he got famous for it, and people liked him, and he would just
Yeah.
do commentary with the videos. And what happens is Matt Huss did like he would do a combination of hitting on women, like it was like pick up women, like a scripted event picking up on women, but also what do you call jumping over buildings and stuff like parkour. So he would
Oh,
do
Parker.
like
Yeah.
yeah, so he would do a combination of parkour and pickup artist in a scripted event, and it was one of those early cringe things. I got a lot of views because of cringe. Well, he went through and he reviewed it, and what happened was the guy tried to take down his video. Matt Haas tried to take down Ethan Klein's video.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't take it down. They went to court. He attempted to sue Ethan Klein, and generally the whole community of YouTube that watch commentary videos got together, gave him money to fight for this case, and he actually won. And he won the Ethan. He became like a hero. He won a fair use case. That's why I laugh whenever Dolly Vision talks about you're using my content, because Matt Huss did the exact same video and attempted to sue, and he completely lost, and his entire YouTube career fucking imploded at that point. So that's what happened, and generally he was considered like a hero. He was such likable person that on Payday 2 they actually put a DLC whereby Ethan Klein and also Gila Klein were actually like skins for that game. and that DLC.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that skin was actually given to Ethan Klein to help him raise money for the lawsuit for a defense fund. And he won the case, and people generally liked him. But things started slowly changing. And it's really the theme of kind of the change. I always think of Ethan Klein as the theme as really self-preservation makes hypocrites of us all eventually, I guess. And he had to kind of change his format, and he changed his format to more of a podcast. Mainly because videos, commentaries were eventually starting to get phased out. They weren't making as much ad revenue. There was some beefs that occurred with some, like Keemstar and stuff like that.
And so Leafy got banned.
Yeah, Leafy got banned. But that's
Ethan is the one who takes credit for that too.
Yeah, I mean, the truth of the matter is that I think that was the first time I've seen him actually be kind of a hypocrite. Because the thing is, not because he backstabbed Leafy, was because he pretended to be friends with him. Because what happened was, I think Ethan Klein did not like Leafy as here because he used to do commentary videos on kids sometimes. And I think Ethan Klein just really did not like the fact of...
But he was a kid. Leafy's a kid.
Yeah, but he didn't like the fact that you kind of making fun of like no-named people on YouTube, like not actual, YouTubers, but just people that posted videos. And I think he did a lot of like sneaky things where he basically did IMs instead of just being completely honest. And he just did it because Leafy was making tons and tons of views and a lot of money back then. Back then, you could make a lot of money with videos.
Yeah. I still watch Pyrocynical. Back then it was Leafy, Pyrocynical, Grade A, Under A. Like those are all the classic people. But in that mix, I never watched H3H3.
Yeah. So basically now he does the podcast and it just drops. Just completely drops. So one of the things that really a lot of people find that really showed the change in what happened was a situation whereby he basically did an interview with Jordan Peterson and then proceeded to take down the interview with Jordan Peterson. He did 2 interviews, actually. Now, what happened there was, this is the part we're going to play.
Hey, Katie, quick. Hey, Katie.
How you doing? So he takes down the actual interview, the 2 interviews he has, stemming basically stating oh, well, he's transphobic and all that stuff. And I just want to play this little part here. And
we have a theme today.
Yeah, that's not the theme, but here's the video of...
it was a joke.
But this is actually a video. We're going to play snippets from the video, so we don't watch the whole thing. But this is King of Nothing's channel. King of Nothing does a lot of good. He did a really good video. And there's a couple of parts I like to play, and then we'll move on to other clips I picked up and stuff like that. But here's the hypocrite part where he talks about Jordan Peterson.
Real quick, Des on Facebook. What are we talking about today? Ethan Klein. Believe me, you're going to learn a lot today.
All right, so we're going to this guy also is friends with Susan Wojcicki, and that's the main reason why he hasn't been banned. That's the
spokesperson on Twitter for YouTube, isn't it?
No, Susan Wojcicki is the CEO of YouTube.
Yeah, but she's the one who mostly does the tweets when there's a YouTuber. There's this whole petition if a YouTuber gets banned, you can go on Twitter and support.
Yeah, she runs the site. The site. The main reason why Susan Wojcicki actually runs this site was because the Google founders, she let the Google founders actually work in her garage.
Hey, Ellie.
That was the main reason.
Hey, that girl. I'm just making sure everybody gets a hey. But
hey guys. Sorry. So it's called nepotism. That's how she got her job. So anyway.
That's Gila. Just for people to know, that's Ethan's wife.
Yeah, this is Healer.
She's Ethan a lot Klein. Nicer.
And smarter.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get to the points that we don't like about her. But yeah, it's play the video.
Clickbait, right?
By the way, the show, I'm desperate.
200 and
watch the podcast, but this guy says he's a hypocrite.
I don't know, guys. I'm starting to see a tad bit of hypocrisy here. What about his interviews with Dr. Jordan Peterson? If you take a look at his channel, they're both gone.
says, years ago, I interviewed Jordan Peterson before I was very familiar with his politics. He was an interesting guest who I enjoyed sitting with, but especially now, I can see he's a dangerous gateway to alt-right transphobia and COVID misinfo. I removed both interviews. Okay, so he posted this on January 14th, 2022.
Well, would you look at that? Lies in writing and says it was before he was familiar with his politics, despite the fact that this is verifiably false, considering the way that Ethan introduced him.
Our guest is Jordan Peterson. He is a Canadian clinical psychologist, cultural critic, and professor of psychology at the University of Toronto. He came to wide prominence after speaking out against a new Canadian law making it illegal to call someone by a pronoun that they don't identify with. He's a critic of white privilege, culture appropriation, postmodern feminism.
It's almost as if he thought nobody on Earth could download or find the episode prior to tweeting this. Not only did he lie in writing, he later went on his podcast with his fellow grifter friend, Lasanabi.
Yeah, I don't like that guy either.
Make the rich pay.
Yeah,
which I agree.
But he's a kind of like a champagne socialist. Like that's how Ethan is too, because like he has a company. This is another point he makes in this video. I'm kind of jumping ahead. But basically, it's like they say that they care about the workers and paying people fairly, but they don't in their own practices. This guy's gonna highlight another part of the video, but we're gonna skip that.
But real quick, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, what's up?
Say if we were we had like a lot of numbers and stuff, and all the numbers, and we had somebody come on to our podcast that was a political figure, how would you not know their background before allowing them onto your podcast? Like, I think me and you would have done a deep dive before we even said okay.
The point was that he knew his background, but what happened is his audience changed.
Well, so that's what I'm saying.
He used to have like a middle of the ground audience, basically.
Yeah.
And what happened was that he changed because he got more of a left-leaning audience, and he didn't want to have Jordan Peterson on because it wasn't popular, and thus he made up a bullshit lie to basically remove him.
Okay, so he's pleading ignorance.
Yeah, basically. Okay. Why do people do that? I'm not sure what your question, Katie, and welcome to the show, Katie.
I guess hate.
Oh, hate because a lot of people are ignorant. That's what's the key point of hatred.
Ignorance is bliss, I guess.
Yeah.
And double down on that lie.
I thought the conversation was great. It was a really interesting conversation. I didn't know anything about his politics.
He's a critic of white privilege, culture appropriation.
He's obviously transphobic, and
the old delete the evidence.
Sorry, that.
We got to make Tony laugh again. We're gonna play that again.
He's a critic of white privilege, culture appropriation.
He's obviously transphobic, and
Okay, that is hilarious. I remember when B sent me this video, I definitely watched it while I was cooking, and I heard the bang, but I didn't see it. I just thought it was something exploding. But just to be clear too, Ethan, don't judge him by what his eyes do. Ethan does have a Tourette syndrome.
Yes.
So if you think that he's like rolling his eyes or something, like you'll never know if he's really rolling his eyes or if it's a twitch. So if you see his eyebrows like move a lot, it's just his Tourette syndrome, and we're not going to dog him on that.
Yeah,
we just want people to know.
But we're going to probably talk about how he's a hypocrite because he says he doesn't want anyone to talk about his depression and his medication and all that stuff.
He attacked Trisha Paytas with that.
Yeah, but also he attacked Jordan Peterson with that, and actually made fun of Jordan Peterson for taking benzo. Because what happened was Jordan Peterson's wife got cancer, and he was in a major depression because of that, and she was like dying, and he took and then he decides to basically kick a guy while he's down about his dying wife and how he had to take depression medication because of that.
The old delete the evidence, then say the exact opposite thing, then just refer to anyone you dislike as a transphobe. Classic Ethan Klein. And it's just really weird looking back on this because when Ethan was a somewhat normal person, they both actually enjoyed their first conversation so much, despite the civil disagreements, that Ethan actually brought him on for a second podcast less than a year later.
Today's guest is the great and wonderful and one of our all-time favorite guests, Dr. Jordan Peterson, who has graced us.
Oh my God, he looks so uncomfortable.
Yeah. That is definitely. But I think during this time, I think he was going through some stuff.
His presence yet again.
I can't make this up, guys. One day, he's one of Ethan's favorite guests. The next, he's a monster who doesn't even deserve to be platformed in any possible way, despite the disagreements. But wait, guys, Justin Roiland, a man who's been charged with falsely imprisoning a woman and domestic battery.
I didn't know this about Justin Roiland,
I
actually.
didn't either.
I was like, wait, what? When I saw this video, I was like, wait, what? Justin Roiland? Co-creator and star of the animated comedy Rick and Morty and the game High in Life, is facing felony domestic violence charge related to an incident in January 2020. NBC News reported the arrest and charges on Thursday, citing criminal complaint filed on May 2020 in Orange County, California, by the county's district attorney. Roiland was in court Thursday for a pre-trial hearing.
That's totally fine.
And Adult Swim did kick him off the staff, so he's no longer going to be.
Yeah, I would think.
More. See, it sucks because I was going to get the High on Life game is new, and I was going to get it and do a show on it. But then right after this, I was like, I'm not going to support that now.
Yeah,
which sucks because the game looks funny. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, it's kind of a chill. I mean, it doesn't look funny to me, but maybe my humor doesn't exactly hit.
You're too smart. That's why.
Platform. Not just once, but twice. A man who's been accused of grooming.
These are allegations as of now, but is a lot of evidence out there. Wow. Let me read that. If you're wondering why I'm just now publicly and aggressively speaking out about this, it's because yet another person recently reached out to me about the years of disgusting behavior he's portraying and gotten away with for too long. What are your plans tonight? Let me see. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to read. Stop supporting P. I'm not the most silent about this. Okay, so these are texts that seem to be not very good for Mr. Roiland.
Children as young as 15 years old via text communication with mouth.
This is the same girl, man, who groomed me from the age of 15. My entire high school experience was getting Ali groomed by a man I thought was mentoring me. Worst part, he's done so much worse to so many others. He's a violent criminal, and there is no denying it anymore. Okay, this is definitely making me wonder not to watch Rick and Morty anymore. Like, oh shit.
It gets even worse. I've been following this. That whole thing gets a lot worse.
Holy shit! I would have understood him dropping these episodes because I was.
Well, if you really want to go deep into it, you should see his first cartoon he ever posted.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it's not good. I don't even know how he got on Adult Swim.
That's available to the general public that he's personally reviewed on his podcast.
Oh my God.
That's fine. That can stay up because he's Ethan's friend, of course. But God forbid you have a civil disagreement with Ethan on video and he disagrees with your personal political beliefs years after those conversations occurred. Those videos gotta go. They're dangerous to society. Of course, there is zero consistency with this man. But wait, it gets worse.
And look at how those bulging eyes are popping out. Slow down on the Adderall, my man. Or is it all those antidepressants you shove down your throat?
That one is tasteless. That one is not.
No, he's pointing this out how he's a hypocrite because you'll see in a moment.
The antidepressants I shoved down my throat, that's a bad take, dude.
Okay, yeah, I think that is a little bit tasteless from Jamari. I do agree. But that being tasteless, coming from this guy?
Since he basically, went to Russia and got a blood transfusion for some crazy experimental treatment for benzo addiction, his mind is just all unhinged, man.
Ethan calling anyone else unhinged is just rich.
What exactly does the Catholic Church do except rape kids?
Especially given the fact that...
Yeah, that was one snippet. That wasn't as bad. That was pretty bad.
I'm not even Catholic, and I'm kind of like I don't like organized religion in a whole, but the thing is, though, how can you just bluntly just say that?
Yeah, he defended that opinion. He also, one episode that's still up, said the F word and the N word together about 20 times. I'm not going to say it.
No.
But you can use your imagination what those words are. What's it? Well, one is like kind of a thing. Think of that word, and the other one you already know. And he
Yeah.
said it 20 times, joking about it, because he said he loved saying that word.
And Pecan, you're right. Everything Pecan says is right. It's a big thing. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
But nobody really knew until now, too. That's the other thing. So it's kind of like we didn't know.
So, I mean, this guy's allowed to do it because he's friends with Susan Wojcicki. He can say anything he wants. He can be a racist, an absolute racist, and a homophobe. But, you know, everyone else, you know, you can't even say the F word on YouTube. But this guy can say...
He does get a lot of room.
Yeah, bro, he's got more room than fucking most people have in their houses.
Yeah,
But he follows it up with dietary advice.
Wow, that is such a drastic change. Did you see that?
See what? Which one?
I'm going to show you.
You mean his facial? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially given the fact
Wait, I'll
that he
stop
follows it up with diet.
This is him 9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The younger version. This is him today. What the fuck happened to him?
He did let himself go. He did. He did let himself go, but I mean, his weight has nothing to do with his hypocrisy. He's just, I think he got comfortable. He's a dad now. He has what, like 2 kids with Gila?
One, but
One?
like, well, he
Really?
doesn't believe. Yeah, he doesn't believe in exercise as well. He thinks exercise is a waste of time.
He does eat a lot of takeout. I noticed that.
Yeah. And what happened to his hair? Like, did he just open up the fucking Ark of the Covenant and see what's inside? Like, why is his hair fucking gray?
I have no. He's done a lot of fucked up shit to his hair though. I've seen him put, shave it and like design flowers on it and stuff. Like he does a lot of weird shit with his hair.
Yeah. Yeah. Time has not been kind to Ethan.
No. It's
Time
the hate.
has not been kind.
It's the hate he holds inside.
Yeah, it's the same guy that Trisha Paytas he's fighting with. He did some fucked up things to Trisha Paytas.
I can't believe it came a day that we were defending Trisha Paytas.
Yeah, surprisingly.
I mean, and I can honestly, without any regret, saying Trisha Paytas was fucked over, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Dietary advice.
Or the meat diet too. That can't be helping.
Bruh.
The meat diet cannot be helping his emotional state. Life's too short to exercise.
So, I mean, now he's mentioning how Jordan Peterson was on this meat diet. He's making fun of his addiction. And let me read you a little article about Jordan Peterson's benzo addiction. And you can understand why he was addicted to benzo at the time. And the thing was, let me see. Okay. Let me read it. Michaela, 28, her Russian husband, and Peterson began the diet in 2016. But all three had a violent sodium metabisulfite response, she said. It was really awful, but it hit him the hardest. Michaela, I think, is the daughter. He couldn't stand up without blacking out. He had his impending sense of doom, and he wasn't sleeping. Peterson was previously claimed that he didn't sleep for 25 days during the time, but the longest period of human sleep deprivation ever is 11 days, the paper's notes. He was prescribed a low dose of antidepressants, which helped him recover, but the dosage was increased after Peterson sunk into depression following his wife Tammy's cancer diagnosis. And things just fell, quote, and things just fell apart insanely with Tammy. Every day was life and death and a crisis for 5 months. Peterson told the paper, the doctor said, well, she's contracted this cancer that's so rare there is virtually no literature on it. And the 1 year fatality rate is 100%. So endless nights sleeping on the floor in an emergency room, continual surgical complications. So I took the bends. Tammy Roberts recovered from the complications with the kidney surgery, but Peterson's drug dependency worsened. And basically he started because his wife was on cancer. And this is a guy who's making fun of him and calling him crazy because he's on.
Well, let's reword it real quick. She wasn't on cancer. She got diagnosed with cancer. And when somebody gets no, that's okay. But when you're diagnosed with cancer, sometimes you hit a dark spot, and sometimes you do need medication.
Yeah. So basically, he you threw me off a little bit.
Sorry. My apologies. Real quick before you go, before I throw you off again. Hey Joneson, hey Texan, hey Sleuth Mom.
How you doing, guys? So basically, he doesn't want anyone to make fun of his depression like medication and his twitch But yeah, he's making fun of a guy who his wife had cancer and was like a good chance of dying.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to take medication to deal with it. So, and he makes fun of a lot of other people on fucked up things too, by the way.
I'm just gonna be honest. There's so many better things to do than exercise.
Jamari might have said something he shouldn't have said this one time, but if we compare that to how many times Ethan has literally bullied Jordan for his former benzo addiction, an actual real addiction that could have potentially ended the man's life, it's not even close to comparable.
Post benzo clarity, more like. I just came out of my benzo haze and I had a moment of clarity. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Do you know what's the benzo treatment industry? Yes, here it is. Ethan making fun of Jordan's benzo addiction is a new low.
Agreed.
Yes.
Making fun of mental health. Wow, Ethan. Do they have a point?
Yes.
There is probably more than...
Yes, they do have a point. How about the time that he actually told people to bomb the National Rifle Association? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, he did. I'm sure it's in this video, eh?
Oh, well, it's a clip. Let's just jump.
Yeah.
I don't want to use too much. You know what I mean? I'll use like clips here
Yeah,
and there.
you
but I
did.
don't wanna use...
You did share the
Other-
link. Who is this? Who's
Yeah,
this?
it's
Who
just
made
called
this
King
video?
of Nothing. I'll drop it
Okay.
again. But I'll play when
Okay.
I play more of it. But I want to just show you the one where Ethan Klein calls for someone to bomb the NRA. He's still on YouTube, by the way.
There's a big protest
Oh, yeah.
outside the NRA meeting, which was good. Do we have any insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas? Someone should bomb that building. Okay,
Don't
I'll roll that back.
roll that back.
Even his
immediately.
wife is like,
Everything
"You're an
but
idiot."
Violence.
It's
Jesus
rewind
Christ.
time.
Let me.
So
We cut back.
stupid.
I got a little carried away there. Nobody bombed the building. All right, I take that back. Thank you. I took it a little too. I got a little passionate there. Let's roll it back.
How do we
He's
go back?
such
in
a
time?
fucking idiot.
Rewind time. Yeah, let's protest that building. Let's bomb it with emotional protest
Oh my god, he can't stop
A love
himself.
bomb.
in Minecraft.
Let's love bomb it.
Let's love bomb it.
Yeah, what did I say?
You said love bomb.
They could. The love was silent.
Right, right.
Kill him with kindness.
Let's fucking kill everyone in that building. with
Let's
kindness.
just end the show.
Let's
he just
fucking
keeps
bomb that.
going.
Yeah, I think Ethan Klein was the smartest one in that room. Let's just end the show and delete this episode. Yeah, so he basically, Jones, I think you made your point in a very tactful way. Let me see. Yeah, I think you made a very good video, Jones. And by the way, I watched your live. It was very good about when you talked about Perplex and everything.
Oh, I have to see it. I'm sorry. I've been kind of tapped out today.
Yeah. Hi, Steph. But yeah, he basically let's count the things what he should have been banned for. He encouraged people to bomb the fucking NRA.
Mm.
He said so many homophobic and racist slurs that I would say like probably 100 or so. He made fun of mental health of someone so far. What else? Yeah, let's pull up another one.
I mean, we're all frustrated with the NRA, but I do not wish anybody harm.
Oh, let's go to the next one where he did live docs as a person on the live stream.
Oh, it's just gonna get worse. I don't. There's no excuse for it. He's been doing this for years. You would think he would be like, okay, this is going too far. Like he knows how to dial it back, but he doesn't because he gets away with it.
Yeah. So Olivia docks the wrong guy on H3 fans attacked him. So let's see how when he doxes doxes someone on live stream.
I'd like to know who this guy is, man.
I know who he is.
Does he have an online persona?
No.
He's a music producer and
Really?
songwriter. Yeah,
God, I hope that man's life is ruined for this.
I hope so.
Oh, someone says, why you abuse?
Now, if you don't understand, what happened is I'm trying to remember, but there was a Twitch streamer. I'm trying to remember her name, and she made an OnlyFans account too. I'm trying to remember. She has red hair. Let me get the name.
Are you talking about that Twitch streamer who her husband was stealing money from her, and something about a dog?
No. The Twitch streamer where she's claiming that he was being abusive to her.
Yeah, and he sent her a text message saying that if you do not go live now for X amount of hours, I'm going to kill the dog.
Something like that. Yeah, her
Yeah.
name is. I'm trying to get her name.
That was a horrible situation, by the way. I saw it.
Amarath.
Yeah.
Okay, so Amarath basically so they're like really angry at this guy who's being a piece of shit to Amarath. So this lady got the wrong information on who this guy was, and this is what happened.
Protecting the abuser's identity. I don't give a fuck. Give me his name.
Nick Lee.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I want this guy's life ruined. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Nick Lee. Oh, is this him?
Yeah, I would just be.
Now realize this is a private person. Now this guy is like the producer. He's like, hey guys, be careful. Don't just dox people on a live stream. Maybe we shouldn't do that. But they don't listen to him.
Cautious.
That's not him.
You don't want to send a mob after the wrong person.
Oh, is he a bodybuilder?
He's a producer.
He was a bodybuilder in the past.
This Chad ass. Is he Asian?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I hope his life is over.
Fuck this guy, bro. I'm so glad we actually found his identity.
Are you guys 110% confident this is the right person?
I've heard that
he's not.
Yes, that's the thing. You shouldn't dox even if you don't like them.
Yeah, there's a lot of people I do not like on the interwebs, and I know. You can put the wrong person in jeopardy too. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean the problem is also you're not supposed to like this guy has millions of subscribers, and you are literally doxing a person who is a private citizen, and nothing happens to this guy. He did not get banned yet for this, but let's continue. Let's listen to how much he digs himself on his hole.
I
don't know about
Ian's not showing this, and I think that's the right call if we're not 100% sure that this is the right
I
person.
heard he's an Asian bodybuilder.
He definitely.
Fucking, this guy is an idiot. Like, how the fuck why don't you take any cues from you? Like, when he's just like, this guy's trying to say, let's not do it. Let's not do it. And he's like, I heard he's a bodybuilder. I heard his name is this. Like,
yeah, he doesn't.
Like, when his wife, the other one where he said he was going to, like, wanted someone to bomb a building, his wife's like, don't do it. And then he just keeps on digging himself deeper with the fucking jokes. And it's like, man, like, this guy is just fucking clueless.
He does music, and his socials have been found in that regard.
Well, hold on. You guys send me. Okay, you haven't shown anything in?
He has not switched to that.
You guys find out who the real guy is, and I'll show him. God damn.
I think we're jumping the gun. I mean,
What? How are we jumping the gun? You said we have his identity. Olivia said we know who he is.
It's also his name on the marriage certificate.
It's a very common name, Nick Lee. That is.
Dan is pushing back against Olivia. I'm glad that Dan, like, it seems like this guy the only one that has some kind of reasonable thought process in his head so far.
Not a unique name whatsoever. So I just want to be very sure that we're not sending a mob of people after the wrong Nick Lee. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, okay. So next time, you guys, if you say we know who he is, make sure that.
Yeah, no, that was jumping the gun a little bit. Apologies.
Thank you, Ian, for not showing. Should we worry about what is best for Amaranth? Like maybe she doesn't want to show him. Someone said Nick Lee has tweets confirming their marriage.
Yeah, it's in 2020 when those certificates surfaced.
How fucking common is Nick Lee? That is a very common name.
I think that's a very common name for Asian people, but
like, what is wrong with these fuckers? Like, how do they?
Well, it's not them. They're the ones that are trying to get Ethan to be like, "Are you sure? You can't do that." They're trying to to reason with him, but he's totally disregarding them.
Yeah.
Supposedly, he posted them. They are on a Twitter that belongs to Nick Lee, who claims to be her husband.
It could be a troll. If it was that whole drama at the time, it was probably just somebody creating that account.
That's why you have to be careful.
That account
I'd
tweets
love to
about.
know that guy's real identity. Don't even know who that is. Oh yeah, that seems sus. You're right, Ian. Well, we know his name is Nick Lee. We just don't know.
His name is Nick Lee, but again, that's like
what is he gonna
one of the
do?
most common.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do. What's gonna happen is you're gonna find out they actually start harassing this guy on the live.
Names you could pick from. People that are saying that and sharing that account, I'm actually timing you out. That is literally a dox account that you're sharing in our chat right now.
Now they're sharing a wrong person's account on the chat.
People are fucking idiots.
So they're literally doxing the wrong guy. They're doing like the same thing fucking Chris McDonough did, but in a grander scheme, because like Chris McDonough doesn't have millions of subscribers. So
Now, so please stop spamming that. That is not his real Twitter account. That is meant to reveal their address and private information.
And I just can't wait to see his face, man. Is it illegal to ship shit to somebody?
oh my God, now they want to ship stuff to He's encouraging his fans to ship stuff to the address.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of shit?
But
Maybe
like, what would the legalities be if it were
My
like? Is it written?
if we find out that this guy is, can we ship him shit? I'm
No.
asking hypothetically.
I mean, I'm gonna be serious. I'm gonna be for real. Like the whole thing is stupid, but I'm gonna be for real. If I hear a streamer, a female, getting abused and she's showing proof of this and all this other stuff, I get everybody wants. There's a lot of men out there, especially me. We're all like Captain Save-A-Ho, but you can't do this. There's a way of going through this. If anything, you're going to be making his case for him, the abuser, to attack her more. You understand that, right?
Yeah, and you're gonna get sued because Ethan, surprise, Ethan's worth millions of dollars, so he would open himself. I'm surprised he didn't get sued for this, honestly.
Hypothetically, I'm not, of course, doing it or encourage anyone to do it. But that'd be, if you just received a package and there was poop in it, that's just kind of
drop the bit.
Once it's public, he's gonna be getting more shit than one man can handle.
Not for me.
Yeah, let's contribute.
No, not for me. The hell are you talking about? And I don't want anyone to ship him a box of their homemade feces, right, Dan?
Should stop talking about this.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I feel bad for Dan a little bit. Dan seems like he's literally like, he's just like, feels probably like he wants to just fucking run out of his studio right now. Like, he's like, okay, Ethan, stop. Fucking shut the fuck up right now. Move on to the next subject, you fucking moron.
This is not a good track we're going down.
Oh, Dan's pissed.
Yes.
Okay. People are saying it's illegal. Yeah,
it's obviously illegal.
No, don't do it. What am I doing?
We've already almost doxed the wrong
what did
person
he
and
say?
sent a hate mob of them.
What did okay, first Ethan goes, somebody says, Ethan, don't do it. It's illegal. And then Ethan goes under his, like, rewind it. He goes under my breath. Then why am I doing it? Like, why do it? It's kind of like you supported it, dude.
People are saying it's illegal. Yeah,
it's obviously illegal.
No,
And
don't do it. What am I doing?
we've already
What am I
almost
doing, see?
doxed the wrong person.
Oh my God.
He's self-aware. That's the thing. I know people can say stupid shit when they're online. We deal with that every day. We even do it sometimes. But don't continue to do it. Like, he knows he's doing something wrong. Hey, Boston.
Says, I used to be Captain Save-A-Ho until they started robbing me when I was asleep.
Ha!
Let me see.
Hey, Burden.
Hi, Burden. How you doing? Let me see, Johnson. I'm opening book. You're an open book, huh, Johnson? Yeah. Well, we know you're from Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff. She's
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff. She's a Hufflepuff. You know why she's a Hufflepuff?
Because she's smart. Hufflepuff people are smart. So
because she smokes.
Ravenclaws.
She smokes the devil's weed. That's why.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm joking. The joke is like
as you hear my Zippo lighter 50 million times throughout the live. Y'all think I'm smoking cigarettes, don't you?
Yeah,
he's so slow.
Yeah.
And sent a hate mob of them. So there's lots of not very sharp people in the audience that might take your comedic suggestion as a real suggestion and do it.
But I mean, it's just not what I would do, or
I get it.
recommend anyone to do.
But
what can you send that's legal in the mail then?
Oh my God!
I mean, I'm gonna be we've all seen it. There are prank things that you can send people in the mail, but I think it is a crime to send human feces.
Yeah, but it's like he's trying to just move on. The guys, then what can we send? Can we give the audience a suggestion of the legal things to send to this guy who we're not even sure it's the guy? Holy shit.
Anything.
No, I'm not.
Just stop talking about harassing this guy.
What are you talking about? I'm not harassing
Straight
anybody.
up told him.
I'm
Straight up
just
fucking
hypothetically wondering.
You all ready for a week off?
See
what? You think I'll get banned for that?
Yes, absolutely. Encouraging your fans to harass
I'm not.
somebody in
You're
real
the
life.
one that keeps saying I'm encouraging. I'm just wondering hypothetically. Nobody's encouraging.
Okay.
Nobody do that. You're the one that's saying I'm encouraging. I'm not encouraging.
You're right.
You're making it worse.
Mom, Dad, I love you both.
I mean, what's
Stop
going
this.
on here?
Stop this. Don't make me choose.
I just said, can you mail a box of shit? What the hell, dude? Is it that serious?
2 hours after Olivia's first doxing Nick Lee, the music producer.
We got something we need to address right now. Let me send it to you, Ethan. This is
Bad?
exactly what I was afraid. Yeah, bad.
What?
As I predicted, our fans are harassing the wrong person.
But
And that's why I was saying, I know you were saying don't do it, but the fucking idiots in our audience are always going to end up doing it. So
Yeah,
and
that's
well, there's so many Nick Lees. You guys don't even know who I was looking.
that's what I was saying. That's people are dumb.
The issue with this is
I-
that he is a
yeah, yeah.
songwriter, composer, as you said.
Yeah,
And
it's,
he's
it's
Asian.
not a musician.
Who is Nick
I
Lee?
apologize, really profusely.
So here he is, Nick Lee. Who is Nick Lee, you guys? This fucking guy.
Oh my god! Holy shit. He showed his information. Obviously, the person who created this video blocked it out, so that's why you don't see it.
Yeah.
But this guy literally showed the guy's information on the live stream. Like, what is wrong with YouTube? Why do you let this guy still on your fucking platform?
Has
money.
not a
Yeah.
goddamn thing to do
with Amaranth. Not related in any way.
Nick Lee, producer, songwriter, composer.
And
not associated with Amaranth, in fact.
That's why I kept saying it's like an extremely common name. And this guy is obviously, he's the puppeteer, he's behind the scenes. He's probably not even on social media.
Sorry about that, dude.
Well, I fucked up.
Let's go with that.
It was definitely me. A Reddit thread led me to the wrong place,
A Reddit thread. That's a fantastic way to get your fucking information.
and I should not have said his profession when I didn't know for sure.
We didn't know 100%.
There it is. Sue Olivia.
They shouldn't have even gotten involved.
Okay, so that's him doxing someone.
I mean, if you have a content creator that is venting to you, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but what they want is support, not for you to make things worse. Do you understand? If this guy is accused of being violent, why are you making her situation worse? This poor woman.
All right. Now we're going to the next part. Anti-SJW things. Now, the main point of his...
God.
We're going on a ride, guys. We're going on a ride. All right, so we're going on this. Now you're going to see him half naked. What's with these guys dancing with their underwear? Like, I saw Jared dancing with his underwear on. This guy's dancing with his underwear. Can't people keep their clothes on the internet?
I used to watch Ethan when he was working with Trisha. See, that's the only time I actually liked Ethan was with Trisha, but there was a couple episodes that I stopped watching because I felt like it was Ethan and Trisha's show, but I feel like Ethan only wanted her on there to say stupid shit, and Trisha Paytas isn't, the brightest.
Well, I mean, Trisha Paytas actually, what happened was with all this controversy shit, Trisha Paytas came on the show and she actually got him new advertisers for her show.
It was a money issue at the end.
Yeah. And then basically she's doing the content. She's actually doing her part. She goes in the show and there was a disagreement on the percentage. That was
5% or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much. And also the other issue is that I think Gila did not like Trisha because Trisha married Gila's brother. And there was some issues with that. And there was like some sort of family, she did not like that.
Ethan did fabricate some of the issues, like they're Jewish. Yeah. And they're Jewish, and Trisha was trying to get into the culture because she was marrying into it. Yeah. And Ethan was basically saying this is a disgrace. And I don't think Trisha did anything wrong in those pictures or anything. She was just sharing her experience through the traditions that Jewish people do. And Ethan made it a big thing, which aggravated Gila, and Gila basically went along with it and got pissed because now she's thinking like Ethan. I think Ethan manipulates the whole entire. I mean, even his mom got involved.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And like, it's just so weird that he went after Trisha Paytas because, like, at the end of the day, when they actually did their shows, people liked their shows because it was like completely different opposites type of deal, and people liked the content. I'm like, well, you're going to really break up the show for 5%? You know what I mean? Like, just take the 5% from yourself. You're not doing jack shit. Anyway, you got a company. Teddy Fresh. I told Tony this off the air. I was like, do you know how much the company's worth? They're saying the evaluation of that company is $50 to $150 million, and he's arguing over pennies. Okay, bro.
Yeah, Trisha was upset about her, not just her payment, but she was upset. I think it was something about the staff as well. They were getting underpaid.
Oh, what's happened? What the main disagreement was is that she felt that the staff was working on other videos as well. And
Yeah.
that why should I pay for your staff if I'm only on this podcast? You know what I mean?
Which makes fucking sense to me. I mean,
Yeah. That was basically like, okay, you're getting the full benefit of this staff. They're not working for me. They're your employees. And they're only on this show working for a little bit. We're only on this show. But you also have the other podcasts. You have your videos. You have all the stuff. And you got these full-time workers. Why is the 5% coming out of my pocket?
Yeah.
It should be lowered. And I think that was a point of contention with them. And Ethan Klein didn't really understand that. And him being stupid and greedy didn't help the situation.
And I'm not trying to I am defending Trisha Paytas. You guys just need to see the whole storyline of it. There's I know The Right Opinion has videos out there. Ethan was horrible towards her. Like completely horrible.
Boston, you have like no idea. Do you think MGL is bad?
That's the thing. I mean, you know.
Way to go. Wait until you watch a lot of this guy's videos. Like, holy shit.
Given the type of content that he makes nowadays,
I'm just saying, if you're going to shoot up anything.
Don't make it.
Ethan and his old videos have aged like...
Yes, he also said about shooting up places as well. That is pretty bad.
Raw milk.
Here's my point. Each side hates each other so much that they're so clouded by hate and judgment that nobody fucking listens.
I agree 100%. And what he just said
Used to be like a middle of the road person, and he used to be like sane and logical, and now he's completely fucking went on the deep end, like completely fucking crazy.
Is exactly the problem with Ethan today. You see, Ethan genuinely believes that the general public's perception of him has shifted primarily because he's a Democrat, and he thinks a lot of his old fans were Republicans.
I think a lot of it comes from political stuff too. I think that in a certain point in my career, I was making a lot of videos about social justice warriors and feminists and all this shit. And I think that I attracted quite a bit of more conservative leaning audience there. The truth is,
now, as a disclaimer, I used to watch H3H3's videos and also watched his podcast early on. I'm actually a Democrat. So, and that's mainly because my parents. I'm more of a neutral now a little bit, but yeah, no, Ethan, not everyone that was watching you was a fucking were Republicans.
I think it has to do with his content and not because of the political beliefs of people.
Yeah, I mean,
even Republicans can say, okay, you've gone too far. Yeah,
you've basically went completely the opposite way. Your content has been like you're doxing people. You say racist slurs. You said multiple racist slurs, multiple homophobic slurs, to the point where, I mean, like, if it was anyone else, they would be banned immediately. You've lied about people. You've basically made fun of a man who had mental illness, like a mental breakdown would be a better word, because his wife got cancer. Not only talked about like bombing the NRA and also shooting up places. I think he wanted to shoot up, like you want someone to shoot up in the air of Ted Cruz's house.
He is an instigator, and then he plays stupid like I didn't know, like with the whole doxing thing. It's like I didn't know people were gonna. No, you can dislike people, but you cannot threaten their life. That's not or their way of you know what I mean. Like even if it's not the same way you want.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy.
You can't do that, but he gets away with it.
Anyone that
yeah.
follows this podcast or knows, I'm definitely a Democrat.
That is one of the most delusional things I've ever heard in my entire life. I think most rational people are totally okay with accepting the political opinions of others because they are exactly that, opinions. There's another side to every single viewpoint, and that should be respected. Just like in 2016, when Donald Trump won the election, this is what the normal Ethan had to say about that.
Clinton supporters also letting their thoughts be heard. Ethan wrote this one. Congrats to everyone who supported Trump. I voted for Hillary, but this is a democracy and I respect the process. He achieved the impossible.
I didn't see Ethan getting much hate from his majority fascist fan base when he wrote that nice and respectful tweet. But as opposed to just sticking to his word and not leading with hatred when it comes to political discourse, nowadays Ethan really loves doing exactly that.
I hope his wheelchair hits a big old rock and he fucking tumbles out of that. You know, he's in a wheelchair. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just hope that someone puts a stick in his wheelchair and he tumbles out of his seat. And he goes, "Help me."
Yes, Ethan, because someone disagrees with your political opinions, it's totally fair to hope that a man who's permanently paralyzed from the waist down should tumble out of his wheelchair and to then go on and weaponize the fact that he went through a life-threatening situation and claim.
Here's the thing about Greg Abbott. The man was jogging and a tree randomly fell on him. Is that not a sign from God? Let's be honest, God was trying to kill him. Abbott is like a roadrunner, except in a wheelchair. And God is the coyote, more competent because he did paralyze Greg.
That's horrible. I don't like Greg Abbott, but I don't wish harm on people.
And he's still allowed on YouTube. All right. I
can't believe he's allowed on. Is that a Twitter post or is that a YouTube post?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Congress members, but I don't wish death upon them. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. Like, there's a lot of people I do not like, but I do not wish them fucking harm. That's a lazy way of thinking, IMO.
So we don't like. We'll just play the part where. Let me see. 1 second. Let's talk about him talking about tells his views to do a mass shooting at a Walmart. Let's just jump there for a moment. Intermediate break from this video. So it's
wait. When did Greg Abbott become in a wheelchair? Is he permanently in a wheelchair, or did he? When did this happen?
I don't know exactly when. I would have to look it up. 1 moment.
Because I remember Greg Abbott with the whole, he was passing a lot of anti-gay bills and stuff like he was trying to push it, but I kind of, when it came to the political thing, I kind of drifted away because when things get toxic, you have to stop. You know what I mean? So I didn't know I didn't know any of that. He doesn't deserve it though. I mean, he might be a hateful
84.
84? This happened in 84?
Yes.
Are we talking about the same Greg Abbott?
Yes.
He's always been in a wheelchair? Is this the governor of Texas, or am I getting this wrong?
It says here, why is the governor Greg Abbott is in a wheelchair?
I never noticed.
26, a freak accident resulted in Greg Abbott paralysis from the waist down back on July 14th, 1984. Abbott was jogging before a storm caused an oak tree to fall on him.
I mean, it's a horrible thing that happened, but I never noticed it. Maybe I come to think about it, he's always sitting down. But I didn't notice that. I just thought he was sitting down and talking. See, I don't see,
Yeah. Let's talk about the next thing, where he basically, originally the art depicts God attempting to assassinate Greg Abbott by dropping a tree.
It gets better, y'all.
Okay. This is why I'm splitting to this part of the clip. And also, I don't like to play the whole video without, changing things up.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make this joke without making people angry.
All right,
Maybe
don't make it.
But it's good. I mean, it's a good joke.
Don't make it.
Is it?
We're trying
I'm just
to
saying, if
wrap
you're gonna
up.
shoot up anything,
Don't make it.
See,
manager is making you sing "We
Got
Are Here
it.
at Walmart." I
Got
get
it.
it. Like if there was a shooting at Walmart and then
Got it.
Wait, stop.
There was a shooting at Walmart. This is very insensitive. Stop making this joke.
And then
There's literally a shooting at Walmart today.
Don't finish.
Let me
Finish
finish.
it when it's cutting out.
Let me finish. And then they showed me that video and said this is what they were doing the day
This
before.
is recently.
I'd be like, that's
is he talking about the shooting that happened recently?
No, he's just basically like, it was a mass shooting and he starts talking about it and he just starts talking, right, joking about it.
There was a shooting. There was a mass shooting in Walmart recently.
Yeah.
So is he talking about that?
No, not that one. This is an older clip, Tony.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
it's horrible, but I get it. I'm a comedian. Someone said it just wasn't funny, Ethan. Straightforward
Would
as it
Netflix
gets.
pick this up? Yes or no? It's just a special about
That's a
Walmart
one
and
episode.
menstrual.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, 50% no. That's okay. Tough crowd. Damn, tough audience. 55% said no, it wasn't funny.
I can't believe that there was 45% of people that thought that was funny.
It probably went up as it gone. I mean, there's a lot of sick people online that
Holy
you know
shit.
what I mean. So I'm not really fucking surprised.
Yeah, I don't know. I was wondering. So there was a big protest outside the NRA meeting, which was good.
Oh.
Do we have any insight into what they're actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas? Someone should bomb that building. Okay,
Don't.
I'll roll that back.
Roll that back immediately.
Everything but violence.
Nobody bombed the building. All right, I take that back. Thank you. I took it a little too. I got a little passionate there.
Okay, we saw that clip before where he basically was giving ideas to bomb the NRA. So he's talking about mass shooting. He's a racist. He says racist and homophobic things. He live doxed the person, the wrong person. What else did he do? He made fun of someone for his mental illness on a live stream. He basically dropped the podcast with that guy and kept the podcast of a guy who was allegedly grooming people when they were like 16 years old. And he says exercise is bad. It gets more. We're going to get more. 1 second.
And he knows what he's doing. There's people that's telling him around him. There are, he's not your friend, y'all. Look how uncomfortable Hila looks, his own wife.
No, he still has a show because he's friends with Susan Wojcicki. He's friends with the lady who runs YouTube. They have a picture together. Matter of fact, let me get the picture of Susan Wojcicki and him together. One moment.
Yeah.
Susan.
He's not I don't know. I think Mr. Beast is the biggest YouTuber. But Ethan is H3H3 is at least a part of the top 5.
Well, I wouldn't say that much, but
we're top 10. Like he's relevant, but he has a big enough following where you have to watch what you say.
Let me just see 1 second.
Like, the whole doxing thing, you should not, as a content creator, no matter your audience size, you should not say things like that. Period.
Let me see. One second, I'm just getting the picture. All right. This is them together, literally in their old studio.
Okay, okay, hold on. Oh, there you go. You got it. Okay.
Yeah. This is them together. So this is why he's not bad. He's literally friends with the CEO of YouTube. Like fucking nepotism at its best.
So while Ethan gets to stay on YouTube, I mean, Leafy, he's kind of controversial, but he owns it. He gets banned.
Yeah.
Leafy's never provoked violence, I will say that.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. Let me see. How many subs does Ethan Klein have? Let me see.
He doesn't even, I don't think he posts on his other channel anymore. I think
He does. He used to post long form videos, like kind of commentary videos, and he stopped basically.
Yeah. I think he only does the podcast now.
Yeah.
Which is good. We don't want a disease to spread. It's contained to one channel.
All right. Let's watch recently what happened about an hour ago. We're going to watch a little bit of DeFranco's thing for a bit.
This happened an hour ago?
Yeah. Now he's in another controversy. It just happened an hour ago. I don't know. Let's just go. We're just like everything with this guy. Here.
These deepfakes.
All right. Let's go to the deepfake. We're going to watch a little bit of this one. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see. Because it goes into it. All right. This is let me think. Just let me get this 1 moment.
Mm-hmm.
Copy it. Drop in the track. This is DeFranco. Just think of him as like YouTube news for like pop culture.
I actually like DeFranco.
Yeah, I watch him sometimes. He just kind of like pop culture news type of deal. So it's interesting to watch if you want gossip and shit like that.
Version of his podcast brings us to the response that has gotten so much attention, and that is of Ethan Klein and his podcast, the H3 podcast. Because Ethan and his team, they're watching through the video, they then proceed to play a version of the Christmas song over her talking. Ethan trying to cover up a laugh, there are fits of laughter, people kind of like having their hands over their face.
Why?
What is going on with you?
I'm sorry. Don't mind me.
You guys are crazy.
Why did you do that?
Zach, what the bro?
So basically, I think when we put this, so we get better context. My bad.
Yeah, because I'm a little confused. But go
Okay,
ahead.
so let's go with the whole thing.
This is new, mind everybody, so I'm learning this on the spot too.
Okay, so
some sharing what looks like a Discord message where he says that the video that he watched was not of someone that he knows, and that the images that
and this is about deepfake
tab were from a default preview screen, but also that Discord was locked, so we weren't able to verify personally or see more of the context there. So I can't 100% confirm that that is really the case. Now with this, of course, you did have some chiming in, seemingly minimizing the situation, saying whatever, it's weird, but it's just porn. But in general, the backlash was absolutely massive because it was clear that he saw those explicit images of fellow streamers in at least some capacity, as well as he did admit that he watched some form of deepfake porn, which is often made without the permission of the person being deepfake, which is why it's so many people saying things like, it's crazy to see the amount of people excusing.
So basically what's happening is that this guy's into getting faces of famous streamers and putting them on porn stars while they're having sex in porn videos, and I'm watching it. And he's basically doing this to other people. Okay, so that's what's happening.
With the words, it's just porn. Adding it's fake porn using the faces of people who never made the porn in the first place, never consented to be used in porn. His colleagues, his friends, who I repeat, did not consent. And people adding all love for every single female streamer on the disgusting website. No one should have themselves be put on a deep fake porn website without their consent, and it's fucking disgusting at the men who are making light of this shit. Fucking despicable. And with this, we saw Cutie Cinderella, which, by the way, as you may have noticed in this story, I feel like I'm trying to jump through a lot of hoops and go out of my way to not name all the people that are involved in this story. To properly cover this and convey why this is such a big deal, it felt very important to include Cutie. Because not only is she one of the streamers who has been dealing with explicit deepfakes on that site, she's been very outspoken in general, but also spoke out regarding this instance. Going live for a few minutes yesterday to speak publicly about how brutal it's been to constantly be exploited this way, constantly worrying about these kinds of massive violations.
Fuck the fucking internet. Fuck the constant exploitation and objectification of women. It's exhausting. Fuck H3H3 for showing it to thousands of people. Fuck the people DMing me pictures of myself from that website.
They're also going on to condemn deepfake porn in general.
If you are able to look at women who are not selling themselves or benefiting off of being seen sexually, they're not benefiting, they're not selling it, they're not platforming it themselves. If you are able to look at that, you are the problem. You see women as an object, and it should not be a part of my job to have to pay money to get this stuff taken down. It should not be part of my job to be harassed, to see pictures of me nude spread around. It should not be something that is found on the internet.
And with this, also adding that she's going to try to
Isn't this revenge porn?
Website.
I promise you, with
Not revenge porn. See, there's people that want to like have some, you know how people like celebrity porn. There's people out there.
Yeah, like Jennifer Lawrence.
So basically, there's a technology out there that you can take an image from a person's face and then just put it on a porn star's face while they're having sex.
Okay, so these are fake.
Yeah.
And they're posing it.
Yeah, they're taking her face right now, this woman's face, and her colleague, who's also a Twitch streamer, is putting it on a porn star's face and spreading it around, let's just say.
Thank you, Grandma Sherry.
And Ethan Klein, instead of realizing that this is like a tremendous...
Hey, BC.
Hi, BC. This is a tremendous fucked up thing for a person to go through, to have their, to basically have your face put on a porn star, people spreading fake information about you and all this stuff. He does the mature thing. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't.
every part of my soul, I'm going to fucking sue you.
And later adding on Twitter, the amount of body dysmorphia I've experienced in seeing those photos has ruined me. It's not as simple as just being violated. It's so much more than that. And in response to all of that, we saw tons of people rightly supporting her, thanking her for being so open and vulnerable about this to raise awareness of a problem, especially in the face of any time a woman speaks up about this, there's so much disgusting vomit that's tossed around at them, which also brings us to the response that has gotten so much attention, and that is of Ethan Klein and his podcast, the H3 podcast. Because Ethan and his team, they're watching through the video, they then proceed to play a version of the Christmas song over her talking. Ethan trying to cover up a laugh, there are fits of laughter, people kind of like having their hands over their face.
Why?
What is going on with you?
I'm sorry, don't mind me.
You guys are crazy.
Why did you do that? Zach, what the bro?
I don't know why he's laughing. This could happen to his wife.
When you watch just that, it's a
Wow, that seems logical, Tony. I'm surprised you're the only one that like thought of this and not this piece of shit. Like, I mean, like, I can't believe this guy just doesn't quite understand. Like, that could absolutely happen to his wife.
Yeah, it could happen to his wife. It could happen to a family member. They can even, his mom's been very public. It could happen to his mom. It could happen to fucking anybody in his life. But since it's not affecting him personally or at all, he doesn't give a shit. And it's a fucking joke. It's not a fucking joke. It's horrible. This poor woman is traumatized, scarred, and he's making a joke of it. It could happen to your wife. You'll get pretty upset if that happened to your wife, dude.
Well, we'll see. Well, but this is, I guess this happened an hour ago, so even Ethan Klein can't even stop doing fucked up things an hour ago.
really disgusting, disturbing moment. And during this, he ends up kind of rolling off camera, and then when he comes back, he does say that he supports Cutie Cinderella, also trying to address his laughing fit.
I'm sorry about this. You know what, you guys? It's not funny, and I'm very sorry about that. Zach's a fucking psychopath and played the Chestnut song. And it just... You know what I mean?
We then see the team have some crosstalk about whether or not the song was played intentionally or accidentally until Ethan fessed up and said that he actually sent a Discord telling Zach to play it. And then,
what?
So it was a big lie. Okay, real quick. I don't know if Katie's still in here. Real quick, thank you so much for the donation. I really do appreciate it. All donations that come to the stream go back into the stream. I do not use it for personal use, and I do thank y'all for that. I appreciate that. But yeah, Ethan's a dick.
What?
So he got caught in 3D 4K UHD, and people still like him. Issues.
Why would you do that? It's like fucking sociopathic shit.
See, that's why I like our little group, because we'll call each other out on our bullshit. And if anybody in our group was to send us something like that and be like, do this, we would be...
I would not play that.
I mean, our group isn't like that either, too. We don't have to worry about that. But I'm just saying, like, if it was to happen, it would have never happened. That's the thing. Like, I would have been, like, I don't care if you're my boss or not. You know, because Ethan's the boss, people have to listen. I would tell you to fuck off. Yeah. This isn't funny.
Apologizing again.
I was listening, though, and I'll say this. I'm 100% support her. I want to donate to the cause. If she's founding a lawsuit, I want to support her.
With him then continue.
Yeah, you want to pay her off.
Continuing to say that he shouldn't have laughed at something so serious, but that has not stopped the backlash from pouring in. With people saying things like, women's pain can never be taken seriously, can it? You're disgusting. Others calling them ridiculous, fucking heartless losers, saying this is the true reality of, quote, ally influencer men. People saying they were a big fan until they saw Ethan and the crew laughing at Cutie Cinderella's drama. And yeah, I will say, seeing any responses like this, incredibly disappointing. Because I think if you look at the situation, like, it's a generally understood thing of like, oh, this is kind of fucked up at the very least. And then when you have one of the women, you have one of the victims of the situation opening up and telling you how this is impacting them, I think it's important to try to listen and empathize. And I really hate when it comes to stories like this, that for some people you have to be like, well, imagine if it happened to your daughter, your sister, your mother. You still be so blasé or joking about it. You know, I talk about this not knowing if I'm covering it in the best way. I'm trying to do it ethically. I think it's important to raise awareness on this, otherwise nothing fucking changes or happens. So yeah, that's the story, some of the fallout, some of my opinion, and I'll pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts with this whole situation? And then, what the hell is happening?
Yeah, so that's a little bit there. Let's go back to the original video, because so now he's laughing at people who are crying about their identities being stolen and put on porn stars' bodies so sickos can do things to themselves while watching it. That's really great, Ethan. You're really
fucking disgusting.
He makes fun of crippled people and hopes that God smites them. That's really nice of you, Ethan. What else is Ethan doing? Let's continue. Let's continue down this rabbit hole of how this guy's a piece of shit.
Really ironic, because part of the reason why he initially got famous is because he would sometimes make these reaction videos to SJWs and kind of just make fun of them a little bit. But he was never making fun of or dislike those people because they tended to be liberals like he's always openly been. It was because they were typically very extreme in their worldview, like the humongous lady.
He said, do you know what my name is? And I said, what? And he said, humongous. What? Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
She reacted as if he fucking punched her in the vagina.
Why do you say punch in the vagina? Who would do that?
Exactly. It's that shocking. Who would do that?
That video is still funny to this day, but it's not funny because she's a Democrat. It's funny because that woman is objectively insane.
What the fuck did he do to him? His hair. Holy shit! So yeah,
That's
if
what
you
I
don't-
was talking about. That's what I was talking about. He
Jesus
does like
Christ.
the flowers and shit. It's really
He's
stupid.
doing he's doing a Betty thing where he pours fucking bleach down his hair or something when he's gonna lose all his hair. So if you don't know what happened was Humongous was, I think, during a town meeting, and this crazy woman who's kind of like a Betty, where she goes to every single these like meetings and kind of like complains about shit. I don't know. I didn't bother even. I don't even. It's just from memory. I'm trying to remember. And basically, she comes up to this guy and harasses him, and he doesn't want to give his name, so he says his name as a joke is Humongous, and then everyone was harassing him, and then Ethan Klein, being nice, actually invites him to the show, gives him support, help, some money. So he did a generally good thing for this guy. But this was before Ethan Klein has declined to this point.
And instead of being
yeah, you got.
I don't agree with men being nasty to random women, but she was all up in his face, and he was just trying to make light of it. I don't think that guy should have gotten the shit that he got.
Yeah, and he's right. He's got way too much fucking. I don't know. Like this makeup's all like a lot.
able to acknowledge the fact that he's become the exact same extreme SJW that he once used to make fun of, like a normal person would. Ethan just refuses to face the truth.
Just gonna say, if there's another Holocaust and people start, did you?
Yes, he basically said Ben Shapiro should go into another Holocaust.
How?
It's like holy
like logically we know how he gets away with it. We know it's a money game. We get it. But I just don't understand how all, even Facebook and stuff, and how, well, not Twitter. Twitter has obviously changed, but how they're just letting him get away with it.
Yes. So Ethan Klein basically, he doesn't agree with Ben Shapiro's politics, so he thinks that people should genocide him and all his family members in the death camps.
That is horrible.
Yeah, that's really nice of you, Ethan, you fucking piece of shit. Yeah, and this is what I mean. Like you thought, you guys go after Molly and you think Molly's bad. Like I'm showing you someone who's like saying some fucked up things. Like
Molly with her fucking fake press pass, that got me.
Yeah,
that got me. I want one. Can I have one?
Yeah, you can have one. Just ask Queen. You can get one.
But Queen makes them?
Yeah, well, I think Voices. I think someone. I'm trying to remember who makes the press pass. I think Voices. Someone makes them. I have a press pass, so I'm actually a member of the media, and I'm reporting the news. Tony is more like my assistant because he's not part of the member of the media. He doesn't have his press badge, so unfortunately, Tony is not a member of the media like I am.
That's fine. I'm gonna go on Etsy and get one.
Constance Sue made them, yes. So you have to contact Constance Sue and ask her for your press pass.
It was so disgusting. I had to cut it out because I'd probably get banned if I played the whole thing. And Ethan will do and say things like this constantly. If you just so happen to disagree with his personal political opinions, he will consistently have the most extreme response possible, like saying he hopes someone never has another peaceful meal again, and luckily because he's an
I hope Brent Kavanaugh never has a peaceful meal for the rest of his life. Who gives an F? Dude just stripped human rights away from 50% of Americans. Fuck you, your dinner, biatch.
Alleged comedian who's less funny than Deaf Noodles, by the way. Absolutely everything can be written off as just...
Yes, Deaf Noodles is not funny.
He's not even a thing anymore, is he?
Yeah, no, thank God for that.
Comedy.
Can you talk about Pizzagate when the Catholic Church is literally a satanic cult?
Including...
Yeah, you thought that what he said before about the Catholic Church was bad, where he basically said all the priests rape children. Now he's saying that it's a satanic cult.
Isn't he Catholic?
No, he's Jewish.
Oh, he is Jewish as well.
Yeah,
okay.
He met his wife in a Holocaust museum. And then he wished Ben Shapiro was put into a Holocaust.
This is probably why Gila doesn't like going on the show with him. Like, you don't see her that much because I don't know how.
Well, she's running a business that makes about 50 to 100, is worth 50 to 150 million dollars. Would you rather run that business, or would you rather go on a stupid podcast?
I would rather run a business and not be with somebody who says stupid, off the cuff, dangerous things.
Yes.
Calls to action on video.
Is it bad advice to say, like, go outside Ted Cruz's house? in the air?
Yes.
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 Oh, okay. He also threatens what is Ted Cruz a senator or whatever a sitting house? What is it?
In Texas.
Yeah. Let me see, just to make sure.
I don't like Ted Cruz either, but I don't wish. See, that's the thing. Why do we have
Senator,
to?
yeah. So he's threatening a sitting senator. That's great. That's a great job, man. That's really fucking smart.
Way to go, YouTube. You allow it to happen. That's the thing.
Yeah. Don't think that's meant to be a dating area. I don't think, I would probably not be picking up women in a Holocaust museum. But apparently they did.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, but I feel like Gila has some regrets.
Yeah, you're seeing it recently.
Despite
also, he says that in one of his podcasts, this is more of like a little kick on below Ethan. He says his penis, he doesn't feel anything in his penis. Probably because he eats too much.
Yeah, the block of wood.
Yeah, it's like a block of wood. He eats too much, man. You got to lose the weight. That's why you can't feel your penis. You got to lose the weight, man. Got to lose the weight. And you.
Ethan being almost 40 years old, he's not able to understand the very simple concept that there's an opposing viewpoint to all of his political opinions, and that should be respected. And that's just really sad, because when Ethan was younger, he would speak out against this same issue openly, and now he does exactly that. And that's also why Ethan Klein is a grifter with absolutely no integrity. When the spectrum shifted to where it was more profitable to be the SJW than to react to them, that is also exactly when Ethan decided to become what he once used to mock. That is not a coincidence. Let's take a quick look at the fan base that Ethan has cultivated over the last few years as a result of his political extremism.
Mention men and some women of the H3 subreddit. Stop referring to women as females. Now, I had never, I don't know what, for whatever reason, I guess I'm guilty of saying females.
Say what?
Until recently, I stopped. I started saying women. What can you do to me? I've already said the N-word.
Yes, in one podcast, he said the N-word and F-word about 20 times. And said how much he loves saying it.
Because
Stupid.
I guess I kept saying females.
Say what?
Over at Teddy Fresh in chats and stuff. And Ela was like, you have to stop saying that. And I was like, what?
Say
what?
Say what?
So there is a movement to request to men and all people to stop saying female.
I have a question about that.
Yeah, what's up?
Now, I usually call the ladies. I say the ladies. Why is female? I don't. I mean, if people get it, I would like to educate myself. That's why.
If they're gonna pull that shit, then you can't call me a male. I'm gonna do that.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't like to offend anybody, but I also like to be educated. I just say ladies because ladies. You know?
I'm just gonna say like, come on,
Whatever you identify as, I will respect your pronouns. But if you're like, the lady, you know what I mean?
Female.
People dislike Ethan because he became exactly what he used to make fun of, and because Ethan is a YouTuber, it happened right in front of our eyes. There's nothing inherently wrong with change. I cannot stress that enough. We all change as time goes on, and that is totally fine. In fact, I encourage it. But what you change into is far more important than just changing. And changing from this...
Don't fucking listen to me. Don't listen to Casey. I'm just a YouTuber. How does that qualify me to tell you who to vote for? Who to fucking elect as president?
To this...
Musk, who is now the prominent conservative thinker of the world, has endorsed this lady, Republican candidate named Mayra Flores.
Yeah.
And he voted for her. First time ever voting Republican. What? First time ever voting Republican. What the fuck?
What did it say?
I was reading. Yeah. Oh.
He voted for her. First time ever voting Republican. What? First time.
Elon Musk has gone full right-wing lunatic. No. That's stupid. I just don't like Elon Musk because he's a fucking idiot.
I'm ever voting Republican.
What the fuck? Is sad. As opposed to becoming more wise and more understanding of others as time went on, Ethan just became infinitely more hateful.
He's obviously transphobic, and
there are 14-year-old teenagers out there that are more understanding and more empathetic to opposing viewpoints.
Quartering is a low IQ inbred loser. I don't like the quartering, but he's a multimillionaire and he lives in a nice house and he's married.
I don't know who that is.
He's basically kind of like, he does these short videos, kind of like leans on the right. And he does he used to be famous for playing Magic the Gathering and going to competitions, but then he got like a trans woman. He insulted a trans woman. A trans woman beat him up in a parking lot, and then he sued the trans woman.
Oh, we've talked about him.
Yeah, and basically that started his YouTube career. And now he just kind of does he talks about any trending article that's right leaning, and he makes tons of money doing it. So I mean, and his wife, I saw his wife. His wife is not, is a pretty woman. So I'm not, to call him inbred loser. The guy is a multimillionaire and he's married. I don't consider that being a loser, but I don't know.
Well, as a trans person, I'm gonna say he's a loser.
Well, you could say, but he's not inbred.
No, no, I would not. No. But yeah, he's a fucking loser. How hard is it? How hard is it just to let people live?
Yeah, well, I mean, he did get beat up by one and then sue them. So
yeah, we'll fuck you up. Fuck around and find out.
And that is a huge problem given the fact that he's almost 40 years old and he has a massive fan base. And I feel bad for those people more than anything.
All right, so we're going to get into the final part, the Teddy Fresh. Now, this guy talks about how everyone should pay $15 an hour, right? He believes in all these social programs and everything like that. And we're going to see how that does not antiquate to him. He is a hypocrite when his business practices because he does not ethically source any of his fucking shitty clothes. And he also sells shitty clothes. Those clothes look like fucking garbage.
You can all get it at fucking Walmart.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that, Sleuth Mom. It's fine. Your phone can't type. We know what happened with your phone today. AI, that's why you work out, B. Tim. Yeah, I work out because I want to not be debilitated, stuff like that.
Boston Nick, yeah, fuck around and find out. That's been my motto for the past couple of weeks. Just fuck around and find out.
I work out mainly because I do not want to be. I've seen many people with diabetes and all this stuff, and it's just I'd rather grow old and be functional, because you're not going to stop growing old, but you can still be able to be active. And I've noticed people who are active live a lot longer and feel better in the long run.
That's where me and you are different. My motto is I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So
I think Ethan Klein agrees with you with that one. He's he does the same thing. He doesn't exercise, Ethan Klein.
Yeah, but an asshole that gets to live forever. Do you get what I'm saying? He's probably gonna live he's rich. Rich people.
No, he's gonna die. He's gonna die because he's eating fucking whole pies of pizzas in one sitting.
He does. I remember on Frenemies with the Trisha Paytas.
Yeah,
he was ordering a lot, and I was just like, "Oh my god, to be that rich."
Yeah, I'm like, bro, you're gonna get a fucking heart attack with all the cholesterol you're eating.
And he was demanding his staff to go get it.
Yeah, that's what you get. You get to get this guy pizzas. Way to go.
Ethan and Gila Klein own this company called Teddy Fresh. Since its inception, they have straight up stolen countless designs from other companies, and they have done this consistently.
Okay, so that's a Google image. They stole that and put on a shirt. Another Google image. I think they stole it from its shirt, and that was for $11, and this one's for $125. Yep, they stole no more designs. Let me slow this down maybe for this part. All right.
Those are all the designs he stole for their so-called original merchandise.
Yeah, pretty much. Dangerous.
Didn't he go after James Charles because he thought James Charles stole a hoodie pattern with the blue and the pink, and he got so pissed off about it.
Yeah.
To realize he
he also spread misinformation during that episode, an episode where he basically said that if you have sex with men, if you take it from behind, that you have to wear diapers. He said that too.
How would he fucking know? How would he know? That's the thing. Sometimes when people say something about the community, I sit back and I'm like, how do you know?
Yeah, he said that, and he's still out on YouTube, by the way.
Given the track record here, I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if for once they released clothing that was actually originally designed. I mean, the design of this company must just be sitting on their ass all day, going on Google at 4:30, looking for the best copyrighted images and clothing they could find, and just pitching that in their next morning meeting. In all seriousness, people do this kind of stuff in the clothing industry all the time, and there's a lot of licensing agreements that happen, whatever. But Ethan has gone out of his way to trash other brands for doing exactly what his brand does.
I'm against fast fashion. It's very bad for the world.
Inexpensive clothing produced rapidly by mass market retailers in response to the latest trends. High street leader when it comes to fast fashion. And also, yes, he basically did a Logan Paul, Boston. Ethan is is all kinds of trouble. He is absolutely all kinds of trouble. He says some crazy fucking shit.
He's a tool.
And usually they steal their designs too from other people.
Which he just did. He stole his designs, does fast fashion.
I can't make this up, guys, and to be honest, I wouldn't blame their designers for stealing designs. If we take a look at Teddy Fresh's Glassdoor account,
Let me see. Cons. Horrible place to work. Have you guys ever watched Squid Games on Netflix? It's like that. You never know if you will get fired the next day. And its sad thing is they are hiring people now who are from Europe, Canada, and that's since they let go. Okay. I heard the pay. Okay. And let's see the next one.
Which is a website which allows...
They matched my salary request when I was hired. There's a lot of free food, free clothes, and occasional parties. They can also afford to provide you with top-notch computer equipment. The cons. I'll start by saying that I was one of the several people let go a few weeks ago, and the C-suite executive on call said nothing to me. I was informed I would be losing my salary benefits and health insurance by someone else, who I have never met. That experience was pretty big con. Nearly everything that goes on in this company has to go through the CEO, who has practically no real-world business or design. That's Klein. Experience. They don't know how to sketch, fit, construct, or do any practical skills needed to design and create pieces of clothing. I never heard of any meaningful business or financial institution. I'm guessing that's institution.
Institution, yeah.
Yeah. Either, outside of making sure that the markup of each item was acceptable. Wanting to be CEO of fashion brand does not make a CEO.
Allows people
CEO
to
make. There is no real creative direction coming from the top either, other than some hand-drawn illustrations. Most of the major directions will come from Pinterest boards, samples from other brands, or vintage samples that fill massive portions of the separate office space. The designers themselves are responsible for most of the creative output you see publicly. There is no real design or creative direction coming from the top either. Other than some hand-drawn illustrations, most of the major directions will come from Pinterest boards, samples from other boards, vintage samples. The designers themselves are responsible for most of the creative.
See reviews from people who work.
The CEO presence in the office is also inconsistent and very, very obvious that this brand is not their sole priority or a full-time commitment. Major projects and decisions are often frozen because of unpredictable attendance or communications. They will, however, require everyone else to be in office minimum of 3 days a week. I regret taking this job and would much rather have stayed in my former employ.
Excuse me.
No problem. I can't. It's probably all the bullshit you're getting from Ethan Klein.
Yeah, it's all this heavy. It's all this fucking dead air.
Yeah, I can't good and conscious recommend anyone leave their current job and join this company. There's more.
Yeah. There, it's not looking too good for the Kleins. 3.3 out of 5 is an objectively horrific score, and given how much income this company produces and how much Ethan and Steela make,
and okay, we're rich.
They're most likely paying these people well. It's obvious that these people actually hate working there so much, they're choosing to...
What did that say?
It is. That's the thing. I was thinking about it. That's the thing. That's all Ethan is dead air. He talks to just be heard. Do you get what I'm saying?
I think the reason why CoffeeZilla supports him, because CoffeeZilla focuses on financial problems, like people like financial scams.
Yeah.
He's purely motivated on looking for financial scams. And what happened is that I don't think CoffeeZilla actually realizes how bad this motherfucker is.
Yeah.
And I wish hopefully one day CoffeeZilla actually looks into this piece of shit, because realistically, Ethan Klein does not like CoffeeZilla because CoffeeZilla lives in Texas, and I don't think he shares Ethan Klein's political opinions. Just let's say.
See, I don't know. I mean, I'm also that type of. Maybe it's just this. Maybe he's kind of Coffee's kind of like, us. If somebody didn't do us harm, then we're not going to add to the problem type deal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but let's continue with see.
Leave bad reviews on their account. And we have to keep in mind, these are just the people who took time out of their day to write these reviews. It doesn't paint the whole picture. I can imagine what's going on behind closed doors is far worse. And I also find it very hypocritical that as much as Ethan pretends to care about social issues here in the US, but the clothing for his garbage merch company, which is disgustingly overpriced by the way.
$45 for my favorite things tee? And $9 shipping for a shirt?
Are you serious?
The fuck is wrong?
That's fucking insane. It's not worth it. It's not fucking worth. I know hoodies are more expensive than t-shirts. I get that, but yeah, like if I went to go buy a nice hoodie, it would probably be $45 and I'd be like, okay, I understand. But this is a fucking t-shirt with something that Walmart would put you get for $8. Yeah. 15 at the most.
Yeah.
No shipping.
Is created by underpaid workers in China. Now look, obviously not all labor in China is forced labor or child labor, sure, but even if you're Ethan and Gila's biggest fan, we should all be able to admit from an unbiased perspective that this clothing is overpriced and it's produced in China.
Wait. Well, how much did he... Wait a minute. Hold on.
Biased perspective that this clothing...
What? What? An 80s sweater, $115? What? A hoodie, $120? What?
These are not even unique designs. I mean,
I could go to Goodwill and get things like this and probably look way better for like probably $10.
I mean, but I get it though. They're feeding into our fans. If super fans, they'll buy it.
Oh
and
yeah,
and that's the thing. They would buy it. I'm the same way though. I'm a super fan of Trixie Mattel and Katya, and I buy their stuff. You do get what I'm, but their stuff isn't priced like this. It's like $20.
I mean, and also, yes, I remember the Bill Murr, like that one was fucking crazy. He literally what was happening on that show was like Bill did not want to talk about that subject, but he kept on pushing because he just follows a fucking script at that time. He was following a script and he didn't realize, he didn't read the room and he didn't say to himself, we can probably watch that after this part. The big names buy the clothes and promote it. Yeah, that's true.
Thing is overpriced and it's produced in China.
We work with China on Teddy Fresh
because the laborers there are getting paid far less than what they'd have to pay people that could ethically create this same exact product.
And I don't trust China with shit. What? They're crazy.
So you trust them to make the clothes on people's backs, but you don't trust them. And also you basically taught this whole, you're like constantly on this idea of everyone should be paid $15 an hour.
Yeah.
And you believe people should be paid fairly, but you don't believe that when you send your fucking labor to China, taking jobs away from America.
Yeah.
Or places where you can pay people $15 or go to a country that treats its workers fine. But you'd rather go to a country that actually treats their workers like slaves. And just so people realize how bad China is, during the COVID lockdown, they would sometimes not even let their workers leave the job. They would be forced to stay they would not be able to leave. They were literal slaves to factories when they worked there. So literal slaves were working for making Teddy Fresh clothes. Like, you have to look at the working conditions are really fucking terrible in China. And to give money and to support such bad business practices where like literally people are treated as slaves is disgusting to me. Absolutely disgusting.
Real quick, I know this is off topic, so we won't make a big thing about it. Are they still in a COVID crisis there? Because last time we checked,
they opened up China, and now everyone has COVID, and it's spreading all over the country now.
Okay, well, I have nothing to say. Nothing nice.
Yeah, they didn't give anyone preparedness, and no one has any even cough medicine. And children and old people are dying by the millions, and they're keeping it a secret.
Oh, real quick too, by the way, there's a difference between hating the Chinese and hating the Chinese government. We hate the Chinese government.
Oh,
we
yeah,
have
absolutely.
no problem whatsoever with Asian people whatsoever.
Yeah.
So please know when we say this, it's the government, and it's
Yeah.
sad. There's nothing we can do to help them.
All right.
Ethan and Gila are not working directly with manufacturers in a communist country because they love it so much. They're working with manufacturers in that country because they don't pay those human beings doing the work and creating their merchandise reasonable wages, thus making them far more money. Almost all the clothing I own is made in China. I couldn't possibly care less as long as it's cheap, but I buy t-shirts that cost less than $10. Teddy Fresh t-shirts cost more than $40. And my problem with this is Ethan's criticisms of other companies who do the exact same thing.
Sorry, you don't sell fucking $12 jeans for that's made in America. Trust me, that shit is made by children slaves in China.
Bruh. What? Oh my god. Then you're hiring children slaves to make your clothes? Oh my god. Oh my god.
I have nothing nice to say.
Don't sue me, please.
If we compare other companies that make their clothes in China, like H&M, Forever
Okay, yeah, H&M has cheap clothes.
21, their clothing is dirt cheap, and they pass those savings on to their customers. Teddy Fresh does the exact opposite. They charge high prices for cheaply produced 99% nylon and polyester clothing, where they have
polyester and nylon?
Why does that feel uncomfortable to me?
That's like the cheapest shit you can use, man.
Have a confirmed track record of stealing designs, and then Gila wants to say this.
Is this really, from your perspective, I'm going to ask you seriously, is this good merch?
It's very good. 35 is too cheap.
It's too cheap?
Yeah.
How disconnected from reality.
$35 for a shirt is too cheap? Gila, stop with your $10 million fucking studio. Like $10 million house. Like, we all know you need money, but like, this is kind of crazy, lady.
This is why she needs money, is because she's spending so much. Hey, Queen. That she's spending so much on frivolous thing. There's nothing wrong with anybody going to Walmart and getting a shirt, or Target, or even a thrift shop. Do your thing. I mean, it's getting stupid. It's getting stupid real
Let's just
fast.
jump a little bit. Let me see.
My knowledge, I've never bought any ethically sourced clothing once in my life.
Okay, he goes into PewDiePie. Let's see the Bill Moore thing. Everyone talked about the Bill Moore thing.
Yeah.
Bill, that'd be the last one. Bill Moore and Ethan Klein.
Ethan is not a good person, but Gila has her things too. Like she's a clothing designer, quote unquote, loose, like fucking loose as fuck. But yeah, they steal other people's designs. They go to Google and they search something, whatever's in, and then they have the nerve to say that I don't like James Charles, so when I say this, know this. To make a whole video against James Charles and talking about suing him because he had the same pattern as them. Everybody's making that kind of style clothes too, like that pattern style with the light blue, light pink, all in one hoodies and stuff. Now you can go ahead.
Let me see.
Bill Burr is here today.
I don't know about great. Give me someone.
The greatest.
Oh,
The
the greatest guy sitting across from you right now.
I know. What is this? You've probably heard this a lot, that people say that dentists are like high rate of suicide. Is there something to that? Have you heard that?
Yeah, I think everybody heard that growing up, but I never knew one that
maybe
never
it's not
knew.
even true.
I've never known one that killed himself.
So yeah. Did you? Well, it sounds like it was stressful, but not suicidal.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, he never killed himself.
Yeah,
if that's what you're asking.
Nobody killed themselves. Yeah.
Is this the Oprah part where you're going to try to get me to cry?
How is this topic funny?
Oh my god, it's funny because right now you're watching Bill like look at him like, what the fuck with this guy? Like, is this guy like a fucking idiot? Like, holy shit.
I got nothing.
He thought about it one night.
Yeah. I just thought that was an interesting thing. It's just one of those things. Oh, it seems like you're in love with your daughter. Hearing you talk about her on the podcast.
Jesus Christ! Well, you're pretty perceptive. Seems like you care about your own child.
Listen, more than that, okay? Because again, you're this character. You gush over your daughter. Not everyone gushes. Did your dad gush over you?
I mean, I was too little. Yeah, no, my dad actually at work did.
What a fantastic question, Ethan. Did your dad love you?
That's basically what gush means. It means you have a child or you have a loved one and you love them. Like not in that sick pervert. Why does his mind go to that?
Weirdo.
At work, that's when I learned, like, oh my God, yeah, he really likes us. But when he came home, yeah, he was cracking the whip. How's your bed mate? You do your studies? Well, why not? You know, it's that shit. And he also had a zillion kids. So, I mean, yeah.
Really? How many siblings do you have?
I don't know, dude. The internet's too fucking weird to give out all that information.
Oh, you don't even want to say how many because you're afraid that it will
by all means,
compromise
keep
your
talking
privacy.
about it. Is there any way you can cut this out? I'm honest, dude. Like,
seriously?
Yeah, no, dude.
This is awkward.
Okay.
Yeah, please stop doxing my family members, please. I would like not to have my family members doxed on your podcast. Oh, yeah. He does that anyway on other podcasts. So.
Whoa.
Off the air, I'll tell you.
All right.
Jeez. I love how surprised he is. Jeez.
Well,
There's
you can mention the amount.
Absolutely crazy people out there.
He is the crazy person. That's why.
Yeah, we're counting out all the things this guy's done so far. Let's list them out. He encouraged his fans. Someone should bomb the NRA. He encouraged his fans to shoot up in a parking lot of a Walmart, and then walked it back. Always walking it back. What else? He basically said God was supposed to kill a person, and then messed up, and he would actually stick a stick in the guy's wheelchair so he could fall over. He made fun of a guy who had benzo addiction because his wife had cancer because he didn't agree with his political opinions. He says the N word and the F word about 20 times in just one podcast. He live doxed a random person that had nothing to do with it. He uses Chinese slave labor to make overpriced clothes. He doesn't give a shit about the workers and pretends that he's a socialist or something where he doesn't give two shits about the workers at all.
He laughed at that woman.
He laughed at
for
the
being
woman
targeted. Yeah.
He laughed at a woman whose face was being deep faked on a porn star, and then basically they all laughed at her while she was breaking down on a camera.
He bullied a pregnant woman because once Trisha Paytas came out as being pregnant, did that, also bullied her mental illness. Like, he's not a good, like, it takes a lot for me to sit back. I know a lot of not good people. He's not a good person.
Yeah, I mean, no offense, but I mean, like, he says he had to take beds out after the interview, but probably I don't have too much to comment, but like, this guy is just a fucking idiot. Like, he gets this guy Bill Burr, he gets this guy in, and then he just asks him the stupidest fucking questions, and he doesn't even do anything like a normal person. Like a normal interview, what you usually do if you're going to do like a podcast interview is usually you'd probably write out your questions and you would send it to the person usually. And then you let the person kind of review it and say, are these okay questions? Do you want to answer these questions? And they say, yeah, sure. Or they say, no, I don't want to answer this because it's X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And then you come on. That's usually what you probably do. Because obviously that's normal, but it looks like he just randomly made a script and didn't like
check it
or send it to this guy to say like, would you like to talk about this subject? Like, holy shit.
I don't know why that's so flat on my part. Tell me about all things comedy. I don't know. You see, I'm nervous. I'm sweating here.
I'm just going to let you sit.
I know you are. You don't have to save me.
You got to push through to the other side.
No, I know, but you don't have to save me.
Look at you. You're all sweaty. You're touching. Dude, if you were a reliever now, if you were a reliever on the other team, I'd have to come out and check you for Vaseline or something. You touched your hair and your brill a little too many times. He's doctoring the ball. All right, regroup.
Where were we?
Bring Jackie Gleason.
I have a question about your you being a dad.
Yeah, she realizes that he completely fucked up.
It's like third party embarrassment. You know what? It's cringe. Like his content. You remember in the beginning of the show, you said he used to make cringe content. He didn't used to make. He still makes cringe content.
Yeah, absolutely makes fucking cringe content. So I don't know why this guy's not banned. I have no fucking clue.
They're gonna say freedom of speech. That's why.
2 times he called for violence. He doxed the person alive.
Yeah.
That's not freedom of speech. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no. We understand freedom of speech because freedom of speech does not come without freedom of consequences. That's the thing. You have freedom of speech, but you do not have freedom of consequences of your speech. And if you're producing hate, you're going to get a backlash. And this is kind of it. Us reacting to it is the consequence. And other people, bigger channels than us, are calling him out on this shit. He's never going to change, though. Do you know why? Because people who don't take accountability change.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and I can't play the video where he basically says like racist things, but yeah,
No.
he says some racist fucking shit.
You guys can look it up on. You can share the link, but yeah, we're not.
I could share the link. I'm trying to see if I can
if
find
you're
one.
comfortable with it, you know what I mean. Like, but yeah, Ethan. It doesn't matter if it's Ethan or anybody else. The more he gets away with it, the more he's gonna do it. And since YouTube is basically babying him,
yeah,
he's getting the fucking way with it.
Here's him saying it. I'm not gonna play it. You can watch it if you want. But he basically on that same podcast said like that word 20 times. I don't know.
Bleep it? Did they bleep
No.
it or no? Okay.
No, and he didn't blink it. He didn't bleep it on his podcast either. It's still up, by the way.
I have nothing nice to say.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much that's the situation. I can't even play it because it's so fucked up. It's like really, really fucked up.
Yeah, I don't. You know, Nick, I don't get it. I don't get it. How could you lift your head up knowing that that's your husband?
Well, originally what happened was he wasn't like that, and then he slowly he morphed into this fucking creature that we know him as today. I don't know why his wife doesn't divorce him at this point, but maybe
she'll be fine on her own.
Like, she should really fucking divorce this guy. Like, this guy is fucking terrible.
It's a bad image. It's really bad, and that could affect her career. Because she's one of those fashionista people. Like she does like the fashion. She, as bad as their store is, she used to be really good. It's just lazy now.
Oh yeah, what's let me see. Just give me one moment. I gotta listen to it just in case because he says the N-word a lot, and I have to listen to it just in case he might say the N-word in the video. So just give me a moment. So there might be some dead air because Ethan is a tremendous racist that says a bunch of N-words on a consistent basis. All right, here we're gonna play a video where I think this is.
Do you think that's the right one?
Okay, I can only play about a minute of this video because the other minute is him saying the N-word on a consistent basis.
Yeah. Did he ever take down that video? Did he get reprimanded? Like, was there any repercussions? The video's still up?
Yes.
And still uncensored and still
like,
yes.
Okay.
I was like, they're like these huge black dudes and they're all strapped. They were all black. There was like 10. I'm just saying they were, every single one of them was black.
Okay. I don't even pay attention.
I'm like so nervous.
I'm
so nervous. I'm so nervous. This guy's gonna say a racial slur right now.
He doesn't right away, and I remember seeing this. He doesn't right away, and Hila tries to tell him, basically, you're stupid. What the fuck are you talking about?
I've never been so nervous with playing a clip where, like, when I know this.
Yeah, it is fucking Ethan. You know what I mean?
Caller, Ethan.
If there's 8 dudes on security and they're all black, I think that's worth noting.
I just noticed their suits.
It's not.
They were all wearing suits.
They were all wearing suits. Yeah, no, they were super professional.
That was nice.
And I mean, they were all like 6'5" black dudes. Yeah, that's terrifying.
No, it's not.
He's terrified of black people, basically.
6'5" black dude scare you more than a 6'5" white dude?
No, Is it supposed to?
See, she has sense.
Well,
I mean, if no, it's the height maybe that will scare you.
Yeah. Yeah. How do I get out of this?
See,
Holding
he
what
knows
looks like
he
a
fucked up.
phallic object, a little 8-year-old girl, and a big, giant black man.
Okay, see now. I don't know what he's about to say, and I felt like he was.
Like, Ethan, stop with the
Yeah, I
Please.
got a little scared there. We do not condone that type of language around here. Just to let people know, we do though love to expose the ignorant people.
Yeah,
like
he wasn't going to
Ethan.
say the N-word, though. He was going to say the N-word the next clip. That's what I was planning. But he was basically he was attacking this Therese guy, making fun of him and how he's a big black guy and everything, and insinuating that the black guy was going to sleep with this little girl.
That I need more context. What do you mean, a little girl? It's just a woman who was shorter.
No, this was like basically Therese. I think Therese basically made content. It was like during the cringe age, but he made like this weird video where like this girl is singing, and it's weird, obviously.
Obviously,
and Therese is kind of like just watching and just like singing along, and he's part of the whole thing.
Mhm.
But eventually, what happens is he starts like insinuating. I mean, one moment, maybe I should just play.
It's not like a minor. This is he made a like a stupid video type deal. Like it's
Yeah,
not
he
like,
didn't do anything to the kid or anything. It was just a very weird fucking.
It was
video.
a creepy video. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me say Therese. Gotta find the video because it's like almost lost the time because it's so fucking old. But he basically said it's all these fucking terrible things about this guy, and it was kind of fucked up. It was really fucked up, actually. Yeah, what's that? Trisha Paytas.
Now, Trisha Paytas has her own issues. I get that, but I think she pretty much owns all her shit. Like when she fucks up or does something stupid, I feel like she does own up to it. Except her whole like lie about having DID. That was an issue I had with her. But I don't agree the fight that Ethan had and Gila had with Trisha and the family issues. I do not believe that it's a family issue. It should not be on YouTube. It should not be content. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it was fucking weird. They had like a couple of storm outs, but yeah. Let me see.
I mean, we all go through it, and I get you're doing a podcast, but you're not a What
Okay.
what do they call those people who blog their whole entire life?
Vloggers.
Vloggers?
You mean RL streamers? IRL streamers?
Yeah, that they stream every aspect of their life.
Trisha or anything can be nasty people. The whole reason it was made into a big content was
Yeah.
for the clicks. It's gross. Yeah, but I think they basically disagreed on one interesting point, which was basically like how she's paying for his employees, which is very weird. Like it's for one episode, like this show, she's like, I can understand him taking money for that show, but it seemed like 5% was a little too high.
Yeah.
Appreciate all the work you do and stuff like that, but it's also like not that great. I don't get input on like people we hire, like all this stuff like that. I don't get.
People
I
we
don't
hire. Why would I ask you about people I hire?
because it's frenemies and you take the budget.
See how he says people I hire?
Yeah, she
not we
wanted
hire?
she wanted her sister to be a part of it to give her sister a job.
Yeah.
Mind
Yeah,
you,
for paying good food. That's what you
real
told me.
quick, mind you, Trisha is not all innocent either. But
Oh,
I
absolutely
do think,
not.
But I do think her heart was in the right place, and Ethan was making her a sideshow act.
Yeah, Ethan basically what happened at this point was his show was fucking dying. And basically Trisha someone got the brilliant idea of bringing Trisha on and made it like frenemies. And that show was actually gaining a lot of people watching it. And also because I think this was right
That was
after,
Ethan's idea. That was all Ethan's plan to do frenemies.
Yeah, but what happened is that the situation, I think he got really fucked over with his ads because he went to war with Keemstar for some reason. He made a video on Keemstar and he basically told his fans to attack Keemstar's sponsors. But then Keemstar's sponsors attacked, like Keemstar's fans attacked Ethan Klein's sponsors, and he lost all his sponsors for his show. So then this idea came out and then basically they brought in more like adult sponsors like Adam and Eve and stuff like that. And I think Trisha kind of pointed these out and helped out with that stuff. And it was basically their dynamic. So they were like 50-50 on this show.
Oh my God. Do you know what? I just want to be big enough for two things. Our sponsor to be Adam and Eve, and for me to be a guest judge host on RuPaul's Drag Race. I only want to be that famous and then disappear forever. I want to be like Nelly Furtado.
You can get the last wish from Puss in Boots. We'll get you that one.
Highlights, you take 5% to pay the crew.
No,
so why don't I get any input on the crew or what we do?
These are employees of our.
So why are you
production
taking
company.
highlights and 5% of frenemies? You told me that it was to pay them, that they could be working.
For production costs.
Okay, but you told.
Now she has a point there. If you're going to take 5% from her, she should have a say on the crew.
Yeah, me
It's for
at the
production
beginning.
costs.
You told me at the beginning it's like they could be working on other things. So I made that argument too. I'm like, well, they're already H3. Oh, they could be working on other things. So I'm like, okay, in that
It's
case,
for production costs. I take 5% extra from the podcast revenue, and I take the highlights revenue, and everything else we split.
right. So for
So he takes 100% of the highlight revenue, and
He
takes
was making
5%.
money. She wasn't.
Okay.
production costs.
Yeah.
So her clips, he makes money from her. Okay.
Yeah. It was a side
But
show.
again, you were about to move us all to downtown LA, and I was just like, but the production cost should be included. Like, you were going to share the cameras because Dan said, oh, we have to get new computers and new cameras. Well, I'm like, Frenemies
And I
has the budget.
obliged you. I said, okay, fine.
But you fought me
because,
on it.
because we bought a studio downtown. That was always the plan, by the way, that we were going to move downtown. And then all of a sudden, I was
For
like, yo,
H3,
and
I
I was
had no
like, yo, we're
consent to
moving. I told you ahead of time, but it's fine because
You didn't tell me downtown
we're still
LA.
at my house now. But I said, okay, so I was like, yo, by the way, we moved into our new office. We're going to be there next week. It's good. And then you're like, oh, I don't want to go down there. And but we had made all these plans to move the set and everything and to do everything. So you're like, I don't want to go down there. And then we talked about it for a little bit, and I said, okay, fine. And so we had to buy.
But that was the first time we ever spent money on production costs.
It's not about that, dude. It's literally about we are producing the show and I'm taking a cut. I feel like that's beyond reasonable.
All the
beyond
highlights.
reasonable.
5%.
Yes.
5%. Do you realize how much 5% was of our last one? That should be enough. But also like highlights, and then you weren't the membership I had to fight for because you weren't. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the members. Like
I giving
it's
you
crazy.
50% of all the members, even though we work and do all the work. I don't know why you fight me on money. The deal you have is beyond reasonable.
Okay.
No, but I feel like a lot of frustration you have.
Yeah, I mean, basically, he gets all the highlights. 5%, he gets the production crew, so he gets to pay his crew, and he gets 50% of the members. Okay, all right. It's kind of funny when they argued while in costumes. Yeah, it's kind of adds on to that lunacy, like crazy shit you hear. Like
And
you
she
literally-
didn't even know what she was.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what this guy is. Like,
They're supposed to be Uncle Fester and Adam's family values. Adam's family too. Uncle Fester marries.
right. Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
that's who it's supposed to be. She plays that. I forgot her name. Damn it, I forgot her name. But she never even saw the movie, and she agreed to it. And he had a problem with it when she points it out. And it's kind of like, dude, she didn't watch the movie. Fucking
just
carry the fuck on.
Yeah, why don't you just print out a picture and show it to her and say, dress like this?
Or say, hey, watch the movie. It's literally on Netflix for free.
Yeah.
About everything with that.
Frustrated. When I'm bringing stuff up, you get defensive. I'm not frustrated. I'm pointing out these things because I would like to know. I just want everything to be a lot more transparent because I'm like, what are the production costs?
Can't be more transparent.
Can you
with
show me all the costs of production?
It's not like an itemized thing. We are doing the show. That's the.
Wait a minute. You don't have an itemized bill for your business?
I call shenanigans. See, everything. See, if me and Belial ever get big, you really think I'm going to handle everything on my own? No, I'm going to put. I know I would put everything on your shoulders, and I trust you 100%. That's the thing. I know B's not going to fuck me over. We know this is 50-50. It started
by the
with
way,
me, you, and Reaper. You know what I mean? Like we get it.
Yeah. But anyway, it's pretty bad. But I think we pretty much kind of went over a little bit, so we should probably skedaddle a little bit. And I think
the time.
And also, Cappy has a premiere. I think we just. Cappy is having a premiere, so we'll watch that.
Oh yes, go there. Share the link if you have the link already. We can share it.
Here is the link to Cappy. I didn't realize it until I got a Discord message, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Okay.
So I kind of fucked up on that one. Sorry, guys. But here's Cappy's link. If you want to watch her premiere, here's the video. Great channel. You should sub to Cappy. She's doing on Jessica Kent. I don't know anything about these people, so it's be education for me. So you guys go over there and watch the video and the premiere.
All right. Yeah,
up.
it's already 8:00. So, okay. Thank you all for watching. If you want to know more about Ethan, just YouTube him. Believe me, he's fucking everywhere. There's a lot of criticism on him. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for joining in the conversation. And y'all just keep safe out there.
Also, I hope, I wanted to point this all out because I think basically Ethan Klein's a hypocrite, a terrible person.
Oh yeah.
And I honestly think he should be fucking banned from this platform. People get banned every day for lesser things than what this guy's. He's a real piece of shit.
Oh, absolutely.
So anyway, that's my position. You guys go to Cappy, watch her premiere. She's doing a great premiere right now. I'll be watching right now. You guys have a good one. Bye.
Y'all keep safe. Bye-bye.